not as high as they normally have. Meanwhile, Phoenix at home, 30-11 here at the U.S. Airways Center as Kurt Thomas knocks down the first shot.
You talk about, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's important for the Phoenix Suns to get out in transition. Fast break basketball, allowing other guys to get a rhythm offensively.
Speaking of rhythm offensively, Parker, who's shooting 53% from the field, ball knocked out of bounds. Misses from point-blank range. Barbosa, nice hustle play to take it away, but then Parker with the steal. Parker knocks it down again. Tony Parker has been sensational. Parker. Parker puts it in. He's 3 for 3. Again, Phoenix in both games started off well. Pass inside to Duncan, and Duncan an easy finish. It was game
playoff time to be mentally tough. You look at this San Antonio Spurs team, and that's what separates them from everybody else.
Parker. Parker, 4 for 4.
Them offensively, it feels like you back off me, I'm going to make you pay the price. The pump fake, get Shaq to give him a little airspace, knocks down the jumper,
and also bother the jump shot.
Barbosa misses his first shot. He was 0 for 7 in game 2. Again, a critical player. Duncan knocks down the two-pointer. Parker, pretty pass, and Duncan, strong finish.
But no secret, still going to the pick and roll.
Parker flips it up and in. 5 of 6 from the field is Parker.
Parker running the pick and roll to perfection. Where's the help? Shaq in center field. Hands it off to Tim Duncan. Grown man move. Watch out, Amari Stoudemire. I call that an attack move and falling in love. How about Tony Parker? 8-0 runs. It's Tony Parker's show early and often.
Him too, but it's at the defensive end of the floor that he's going to have to help out as Finley drops down the jumper. An 11-point lead for San Antonio. Thomas loves that baseline jumper, and it's 25-12.
Once again, Pick
has been sucked out of the building in the early minutes. This crowd was so fired up, very nervous with this great start from San Antonio. Parker again, and San Antonio now from the field, 13 for 18. Parker's 6 of 7.
Now Parker, got to understand how to execute defensively. You go underneath, Stoudemire buys him a second. He'll contest, but it's too late. Here's a guy that's already established a rhythm, had his way in the first quarter, and now feeling awfully good. Says the Hill, gotcha.
But you don't have to say it if you truly believe. So you have to make sure you can't be overly...
One of the better perimeter defenders in the league, an all-NBA defensive player last year. Bowen puts it in. That's Bowen's first bucket of the series, and it gives San Antonio an 11-point lead. Boy, Mo Cheeks has them playing hard.
They does. I should be reprimanded for not knowing just how hard. Tremendous. 2 top-flight officials and Jim Capers.
13th. Gabby's the experienced guy. This is his 203rd big sea of orange here at the U.S. Airways Center. But they're a little nervous right now. Parker puts it up at the buzzer. Tony Parker knocks it down, and that'll count. They'll review it, but clearly got it off in time. Easy.
Well, you know, coming out of the timeout, one thing you want to do is keep guys in front of you. You gamble. Tony Parker able to get ahead, puts the ball on the floor, and mama, there goes that man. Teardrop in traffic.
And San Antonio shoots 57% from the field. They need to stop Tony Parker, Mark.
Got to find a way to contain this young man. You talk about getting closer and closer as the half progressed. Knocks down a jump shot. Rhythm jumper off the pick and roll. How about getting into the interior? Little teardrop. No contest. And then sealing the deal at the end of the half. Coast to coast finish. Impact player having a great series. Points in the paint. Averaging over 20. Already 9 in the first half.
Defense. He acknowledged the zone defense was effective, but he said, we're going to have to chin up, Mike.
Well, The Spurs shot 57% in the first half, so
To re-energize.
Hill was guarding Parker. O'Neal picks him on a switch. Oh, what a pretty play and a foul. Tony Parker putting on a brilliant show.
Ends in Shaquille O'Neal trying to defend Tony Parker one-on-one. Says, excuse me, gets to the rim, hits the float over the contested hand of Grant Hill. But once again, Tony Parker breaking down the interior of you're down 2-0, you're at home. Those are plays that you have to make.
Duncan jump shot. That's good. And Duncan with 12 points. Again, Hill was a question with the groin injury. Now having to go on one of the quickest point guards in the league. Duncan back-to-back jumpers, and the lead is 20. And the Suns are hearing boos.
Love about it. Tim Duncan is a guy, a superstar that could be demanding the basketball on the block. But he said the way that we're going to beat him is pick and roll. I'll live with setting the screen and allowing Tony Parker to make the play. Making a correct play time and time again, and Duncan stepping into a rhythm jump.
Greg Popovich didn't trust his team. That would have been a quick timeout to try to break the momentum.
Parker again, a great look. Tony Parker just dominating. But it has not been the case so far in this series. Parker, Alberto, and he banks it in. Bad time for perhaps their first three-game losing streak, although we still have a lot of time remaining. Bowen jumper. Bowen puts it in. Parker puts it up, puts it in. Tony Parker putting on a show.
Shots by easy baskets. All of a sudden, you have your hands full. Every Spur believes that the basket is you.
Oh, basket is enormous for Tony Parker. He's got 30.
Well, the man is putting on an absolute clinic. Pick and roll basketball. You go under, reset it, avoid, excuse me. Tony has done it again.
Diaw is now on Parker. Parker finding the space, knocking it down. Tony Parker unstoppable tonight. Phoenix made a run in game 2, but obviously not enough as Parker puts it in again. 14 of 22 from the field. San Antonio, 56% from the field. They've also hit 14 of 15 free throws. Duncan and Parker playing catch. Parker for three. Even three-pointers. Tony Parker, 37 points. Against Phoenix.
If I'm Shaquille O'Neal, you're being exposed. One-on-one against Tony Parker. The best defensive point guards in the league can't contain this young man. Take a look at his feet. Look like a boxer, the quickest feet in all of basketball. A little bit of Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones Jr., both Sugar Rays, Lennon and Robinson, putting on a clinic, moving his feet, and making spectacular plays.
Pound for pound, he's got the quickest feet.
Guards in the league. Ginobili. Duncan. Parker. Thomas. Great ball movement, and it's 103-85. Now you look back. Again, at that game 1 loss, Phoenix had just over 2 minutes left here. The Billings has been starting to empty. Tony Parker now with the best scoring game of his career. Just a magnificent performance, extraordinary. 39 points, 12 assists, 5 rebounds. Just unstoppable.
Back in the day, Tony Parker saw his films and perfected his shot.
Parker puts it in. 41 for Tony Parker. And again, he's not the classic point guard, but in terms of what he does, you've got to start putting him in with the great point guards today in the game. As Barbosa unable to connect out of bounds, still Phoenix ball. A dominant road performance from the San Antonio Spurs, led by the brilliance of Tony Parker. And the Suns fans booing their hometown team. They lead from wire to wire. A career high, 41 for Parker, most points he's ever scored in his professional career.